The top 10 most powerful sermons of Jesus is focused on extracting deep spiritual lessons, insights, and life applications as following. 1. Sermon on the Mount, Matthew 5-7. The heart of kingdom living. Rather than focusing on a moral code, explore how this sermon is about transformation of the heart and mind. Jesus' radical redefinition of happiness, Beatitudes, is about cultivating the inner life for true freedom and power. Emphasize the call to embody a new kind of community that shines light in dark places through love, humility, and mercy. 2. The Bread of Life Discourse, John 6:25-59. A call to deep hunger. Dive into the metaphor of bread beyond just physical sustenance, exploring it as a deeper spiritual craving for meaning, purpose, and relationship with God. Reflect on how Jesus calls us to go beyond surface-level desires and pursue an intimate, soul-satisfying connection with Him as the source of true life. 3. The Upper Room Discourse, John 13-17. Love in action. Focus on Jesus' emphasis on servant leadership and how He ties love with action. Draw out the tension of how real love is lived out through sacrifice, vulnerability, and mutual service within the faith community. How does this love set Christians apart in the modern world? 4. The Parable of the Sower, Matthew 13:1-23. Soil for the soul. Analyze how the parable represents not just individual spiritual receptivity, but the various cultural and societal pressures that shape our response to the Word. Apply the imagery of soil and seed to the modern distractions of social media, materialism, and busyness that inhibit spiritual growth. 5. The Rich Young Ruler, Mark 10:17-31. The Idol of Self-Reliance. Go beyond the familiar interpretation about wealth. Highlight how the story reveals the idol of self-reliance and the fear of surrendering control. Use the rich young ruler's interaction with Jesus to explore how surrender and dependence on God are crucial steps in discipleship, especially in a culture that glorifies independence and achievement. 6. The Great Commission, Matthew 28:16-20. Empowered to go. While often framed as a call to evangelism, explore the depth of what it means to be a disciple-making disciple. Reflect on how the Great Commission is not just about spreading the gospel, but about holistic transformation of societies, relationships, and personal character through kingdom living. 7. The Parable of the Prodigal Son, Luke 15:11-32. Scandalous grace. Instead of focusing solely on the younger son, delve into the perspective of the older brother. Explore the theme of entitlement versus grace, and how many believers today can relate to the older brother's struggle with self-righteousness. How does this parable challenge our notions of fairness and mercy? 8. The OLT Discourse, Matthew 24-25. Living with the end in mind. While often discussed in the context of prophecy, explore the practical life applications of Jesus' end times teaching. Focus on how the call to readiness isn't just about waiting for the end, but about living with purpose, intentionality, and urgency in our daily lives. How does a focus on eternity shape how we engage with the present world? 9. The Woman at the Well, John 4:1-42. Breaking barriers. Go deeper into the social, racial, and gender barriers Jesus breaks in this encounter. Highlight how Jesus confronts cultural norms and invites the woman to redefine her identity through his lens. Apply this to modern issues of racism, sexism, and marginalization, reflecting on how Jesus' kingdom seeks to create unity and healing across divides. 10. Jesus cleanses the temple, John 2:13-22. Passion for holiness. Rather than just seeing this as an act of righteous anger, explore the significance of Jesus' passion for a holy, undistracted relationship with God. Reflect on how our lives and churches can become cluttered with distractions, superficiality, or consumerism, and how Jesus' cleansing act calls us to prioritize authentic worship and purity. Conclusion. Each of these sermons not only reveals the depth of Jesus' teachings, but also provides fresh insight into how they apply to contemporary challenges. By digging into the spiritual implications, social contexts, and deep symbolism, these perspectives offer a rich exploration of Jesus' messages that can stand out in new ways.